So lately I've been getting a lot of questions about different keyboard kits that you can currently buy. I just want to kind of go over a list that I've made up that you can buy currently right now. Now just keep in mind, all these kits are going to come with your case, your PCB, your stabilizers, and also a plate. So they don't include switches and they don't include keycaps, so you will have to get those separately. Just keep that in mind. All these are going to be relatively affordable kits, by the way. So if you are interested in any of these, I'll leave all the links below in the description so you can check them out. So let's get right into it. So the first board we're going to look at is a Tofu 60. Now this is the first board that I ever built myself, and I think it's 100% worth it. The price of this board is $159, and you can get it through KBD fans. So again, this is a hot swap PCB. You can try different switches on this as well. You know, the only thing I'd recommend is either modding the heck out of your cherry stabilizers that these come with, or buy Duroc V2s. They're just the best looking stabs and the best sounding stabs in my opinion. They have they don't have to do too much modding in them to make it sound really nice. But again, I'd highly recommend this board. Again, it costs $159, so a relatively good price. I also wanted to share the Tofu 65 just because I think a lot of people are going to want a 65% style layout. So this is definitely the different variation you can go with. It's just a 65% layout of the Tofu 60, and it's a little more expensive, costs around $200. So if you want to go ahead and check this board out, I highly recommend it as well in case you wanted your arrow keys. This comes with the same things the Tofu 60 comes with. Again, you probably want to get different stabilizers because the stabilizers on that come with it need a lot of work to make them sound nice. So just keep that in mind as well. The next board we're going to look at is actually the last keyboard I built. So it's the Kbd67 Lite R3. Now I will say they're limited stock right now and they only have international layout currently. I'm not sure if they're going to have more. Hopefully they do come out with more, but you know, right now this is a great keyboard for the price. Unfortunately, it's just an ISO layout, but again, for $120, you really can't beat it. It's just such a good keyboard. You know, it's plastic case, which is a little different from the Tofu 60, which is aluminum, but for the most part, you know, for being plastic, I think it's really good quality. There didn't seem to be any kind of issues with the plastic casing that I had. So overall, I think it's a great keyboard. This does come with a little more things like a silicone pad and also case foam. You do need to pay extra for those things for the 65 and the Tofu 60 if you want to get those, but this comes with a lot of different things that you can get. Again, you will need switches and keycaps, so just keep that in mind. But overall, for the price, I think this keyboard is just worth it. You know, it looks nice. If you like the transparent look, they do have that as well. So I think just for the price and how it sounds out of the box, it just sounds great. So just definitely check these out if you're interested. It comes with everything you need, so definitely a good keyboard. The next keyboard we're going to look at is the GMMK Pro. Now you can get this keyboard online, but you can also, if you have a micro center near you, you can actually purchase it there. It's a bare bones kit they have there, and it does come in white and black, so just keep that in mind. But overall, I think this is a decent keyboard. I've heard a lot of sound tests from it, a lot of reviews, and they seem to like it. It's not the perfect board, it's not like an end game board, but for the most part, for what it is, I think it's a pretty good keyboard. The GMMK Pro actually comes in two different colors, black slate and white ice. Now keep in mind, I have heard things with the stabilizers that come with this that they're over lubed and they tend to feel really mushy, so you will need to probably clean off the lube and redo it yourself and maybe do a little more modding to the stabilizers. But overall, I think it's a nice looking keyboard. It's a 75% layout, so it's a little bigger than the previous keyboards we looked at. The other two were 60% and 65%, so just keep that in mind. If you want something with an F row keys and arrow keys, 75% is probably what you're going to go with. This would be similar to what a 10 keyless is, maybe a little less buttons, but for the most part, you know, it's a good keyboard and it's something I would recommend. The next keyboard we're going to look at is the DropAlt bare bones. This is also a 65%, and I believe they also have the drop control, which is 75%. Don't quote me on that, but we're going to mainly just focus on the DropAlt here. Now, the one issue I will say that comes across with this keyboard is that it has north-facing LEDs on the PCB, which can run interference with cherry profile keycaps. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be purchasing this board. But overall, I think it's a clean-looking board. Lots of RGB if you're really into RGB, and it just looks nice. I know this is a popular kit for a lot of people to get for their first boards as well. It's actually relatively nicely priced at $140, so just keep that in mind. But overall, I think this is a nice keyboard. It comes in black and space gray, so just keep that in mind if you're wanted more colors. These aren't going to be very diverse in the different colors they have, but just keep in mind this is a nice keyboard and it was a good kit to start out with. Now the next keyboard we're going to look at is actually the Keychron Q1, which actually just came out recently. So this keyboard is a 75% keyboard, and it does come with a knob, which is actually a nice feature. It's pretty similar to what the GMMK Pro is. I haven't seen any reviews on this yet because it literally just released, so I'm sure we'll be seeing some soon. But I do know people that have the Q1 65% and they liked it a lot. It just was a little tinny at times, but overall I think it's a pretty nice keyboard. This comes in three colors, and it's carbon black, space gray, and navy blue, and it comes at a price of $159, which actually is a pretty competitive price. So if you want to try this out, they do have a fully assembled version as well, but you know, if you wanted to build your own, this is a good option for you to go through. Again, maybe maybe wait until you hear some other options or hear sound tests for the board. But overall, I think this is going to be a nice keyboard for people that are trying to get into the mechanical keyboard space for the first time. So this board hasn't released yet, but it will be coming out in a few weeks, so I'm going to bring it up in this video. It's the Keychron Q2. Now they have a fully assembled version and also a bare bones version. I'm going to be actually getting the bare bone knob version when it comes out. This also comes in carbon black, space gray, and navy blue. I'm not sure what color I'm going to go with yet. They all look pretty nice in my opinion, but for sure this is a nice keyboard kit that you're probably going to want to try. They had the Q1 that had a lot of issues with terms of tinniness and the way the keyboard sounds, so I know they've made some improvements, so I'm definitely interested to try it out myself, and we'll see. So you'll probably see a video coming for this keyboard eventually, but yeah, I'm excited to try this board out when it finally releases. All right guys, so that's my list of keyboards that you can buy right now and build. Again, you know, some are a little limited in stock. You know, it's been a busy year. Christmas just came by, so a lot of people are buying presents, but you know, if you wanted to build a keyboard, those are options you can go with. So if you guys want to check any of these keyboards out, I will link them in the description below, so make sure you check them out. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and you know, it's been a great year. I'm glad I started uploading to YouTube again. I appreciate everyone who stopped by the channel and checked out all my videos, all the support I've had. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'll see you guys in the new year. And if you're watching this in the new year, hello from the past. Have a good one, guys. Bye.